Daniel Serwer joins us now from Washington. He is a professor of conflict management at the Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies and a scholar at the Middle East Institute. Daniel, thanks so much for joining us. Help us please understand how serious this situation really is, because the U.S. portrays it as a disagreement between friends while Turkey sees it as an ally compromising Turkey's national security.
I think it's a very serious situation. There's a real difference of priorities between Turkey, which prioritizes its fight against the Kurds, and the United States, which prioritizes its fight against the Islamic State. In addition, you have this encirclement of Aleppo, which is driving tens of thousands of potential refugees towards the Turkish border and causing untold human suffering that will get much worse in the future if the Syrian regime besieges Aleppo.
Understood, but what happens now as per the U.S.-Turkey relationship? Can Turkey afford to compromise its relationship with the U.S. and vice versa?
Well, I don't know what Turkey can afford, and so far as the United States is concerned, I think the administration has been clear that its priority is to fight the Islamic State, and that the Kurdish PYD, YPG, whatever you want to call it, is contributing to that goal in very substantial ways. The effort against Raqqa in particular depends very heavily on Kurdish fighters, though in the end Raqqa will have to fall to Arabs, not to Kurds.
Okay, President Erdogan said quite clearly that the U.S. really doesn't understand the actors involved here. And to be fair, the U.S. has miscalculated the dynamics in the region before. So is the United States being perhaps naive in its judgment of whom it supports in Syria?
Well, from a Turkish point of view, I certainly understand those who come to that conclusion, but I think the Americans know very well who's effective against the Islamic State and who isn't, and they're finding the Kurds very effective against the Islamic State. And I think they also feel that that fight against the Islamic State is frankly keeping the Kurds busy in ways that that may even help Turkey. The real problem comes in this, what's called the Azaz pocket, the part of the Turkish-Syrian border that is still not under regime control. And there, I think there's a direct clash between Kurdish interests, which are to keep the Kurds out, and American interests, which are to use the Kurds in fighting against the Islamic State.
So ultimately, can the U.S. find other allies in Syria to fight Daesh in order to appease Turkey, or will Turkey just have to accept that the YPG will continue to receive U.S. support?
I see no prospect that the Americans are going to drop support for the Kurds. I see some argument that that support for the Kurds fighting against the Islamic State is helping to relieve pressure on Turkey rather than creating greater pressure on Turkey.
Okay, Daniel Serwer, we're going to have to leave it there. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us from Washington.